And we have our ANN7 reporter, Calden Ongmu, who joins us live from Cape Town, just outside of Parliament. A very good morning to you, Calden. We understand that you have the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mbete, with you there.
Yes, definitely, Lauren. Without wasting any time, we go directly to him. We have Ms. Mbete, who is the Speaker of the Parliament. Thank you so much for your time, ma'am.
Thank you very much, and good morning to the viewers and to the listeners.
Today is the day.
Yes.
First, the easiest questions to you. What are your expectations from the State of the Nation address today?
My expectations is that the content of the State of the Nation address is the most important thing, because it would be there that we address the issues that our people, our ordinary, poor and working class people would be anxious about. Issues of their unemployment, the question of jobs, and how best it is that we can boost our economy, our economic activity, in particular in as far as the involvement of our people in the districts, in the communities, in the areas where our people are very poor, because poverty is also one critical problem in our society. So I think the State of the Nation address must indeed address those real issues which are the most important for the majority of South Africans.
Speaker, if you can just explain to the general South Africans there sitting at home, we've been talking about, and the ANC has been talking about radical economic transformation. You know, it sounds very fancy, let's say it, but what is the real radical economic transformation? How people sitting in some rural part of the country, how do you hope to make them understand this, what this is really about?
You know, the ANC in its manifesto, as it was going and preparing towards the local government elections, talked about the importance, not even in this year actually, last year, the last elections, but back in the previous local government elections, we said our government must make sure that as part of its own role, it should take resources and take, therefore, the opportunities for our poor people to localities and communities where, in fact, we should procure, we should buy as government from our people, from our own local poor communities, rather than be buying a lot of chickens and many other goods from abroad, from other countries. It is us who are going to create opportunities for our people by ourselves as government, buying from our people and creating markets in the districts, in the poor communities, in rural areas, in the urban areas, in the squalid areas where our people continue to live and struggle for survival.
But we all know this is not a one-day process. It's going to take time. It's going to take years doing that. But also, you know, as a member of the ANC, do you believe that the policies that ANC has currently are strong enough?
You know, the ANC is the organization of the people. And it is because the ANC lives among people. Its branches are in the localities, are in our communities, and therefore they always reflect the views and, in fact, what the people want, what the people tell the ANC and the ANC leadership and branches. And therefore that is why it's always been called a people's organization. A people's organization because it's all these years been the one organization that our people have confidence in to always do things based on their needs, based on the fact that it is among the poor, it is among our people in the working class, in the trade union movement, in the labor movement, and listens from its membership who are part of those people that are poor.
But as much as, you know, there's a listening going on within the ANC, but we are not moving away from the fact that there's factionalism within the ANC. What do you say to critics out there who has been backlashing President Jacob Zuma, especially yesterday when Save South Africa presser happened, Sifo Patiana, to name him, who's a chairperson of Save SA, he left, right, center. He bombasted President Jacob Zuma, saying this SONA address is not going. It's going to be the same as every year. Promises made, but not a single point will be fulfilled.
I think it's not to be unexpected, in particular from Save South Africa campaign, because they've already been out there indicating that theirs is to fight the ANC, which is a people's organization. So I think rather than people criticizing, being armchair critics, it's better for South Africans to come on board, to themselves look at what role can they play. How can we boost the economy? How can we make sure that we create the opportunities for more of our African people, for more women, for more of the previously disadvantaged and marginalized people of our society to be involved, to come on board. And our people must say how they think we can improve all these opportunities and the chances that we're looking for. And we're looking for every South African sector to come on board and to be part of this effort.
Speaker, also, can you just clarify for us? There was a statement from the presidency, the deployment of SANDF soldiers concerned. The presidency in the statement said 441 soldiers will be deployed to maintain law and order in the SONA address. But the parliament issued another statement saying SANDF will be in no way seen close to the parliament. Can you just clarify for us?
What we clarified yesterday is that when President deploys or employs members of the South African National Defence Force anywhere on the globe, whether in the townships or in Burundi or in any other country where their support is needed, he always, according to the Constitution, he has an obligation to inform Parliament. So he always writes to the presiding officers, both the Speaker of the National Assembly and the Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces. So he did the same this year, as he normally does, said, I am allowing these people. Now, when that happens, he is not saying they are descending, like you're looking around, there are none of them here. You see the police, you see the usual members of the security forces who are used to being part of the activities here. We will see the soldiers that normally are part of the ceremonial activities of the day and the program of SONA. So they are simply being allowed to be ready, to be on standby in case they are needed to support their police. And we must understand that, in fact, even then, the process will only start when the police indicate that their own capacity as the South African Police Services is inadequate to cope with the management. Because remember, there will be thousands of South Africans that have applied for permission to be marching at different sides of the city and Parliament itself. So we will not even be aware of where things are happening, but people will be all over the place. So should the police need support, then these soldiers will be somewhere around ready to come and give that necessary support. Now, I want to say something that, because we were asked a question yesterday by the media, do we really think it's necessary? Now, some couple of years ago, there were so many South Africans outside the precincts of Parliament. At some point, violence actually did break out. People were stabbing one another. People were actually carrying guns. So it's not child's play. We do expect thousands of people who have applied and have been given permission. Some will be at the Grand Parade, others will be at other corners. So we must be ready.
But as said, Speaker, we have seen the security is tight even outside the Parliament precinct. But are you expecting any disruptions inside the Parliament? If be it, what will be the consequences for those?
Well, we always hope people grow up people mature so that we shouldn't be having disruption, because we all know what this day is about, and we should be able to conduct ourselves in a manner befitting people who operate from the house. And in fact, we expect that a joint sitting is a place where we must, all of us, be at our best behavior.
Last question, ma'am. This is my personal question. I've been meaning to ask you. You're here today with me. Your name has been tossed around for a woman president. If that nomination is up, are you ready to take that challenge? Is South Africa ready for a woman president?
The question I'm prepared to answer is the last one. South Africa has been ready for a woman president for decades. And yes, I believe that it is correct that South Africa must give a woman an opportunity to serve South Africa at that level.